Facts on the lesson. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a live, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel it's a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but the sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming in on May 12th, 2021, and the stock market is going to be volatile tomorrow. And I got 3 stacks that I'm looking at coming in tomorrow, but today was already a crazy day. You saw one of the biggest downticks in history off of the opening, and if you don't know what that means, is pretty much you saw more than 2,500 stocks all open lower than the price they traded at the day before. It's crazy, but given everything that we saw yesterday, it kind of added to a lot of fears here, but tomorrow is going to be the main day with the inflation report. Today, you saw the overseas reaction, so we have a lot to talk about. I want to go over what happened in the market today, what we're looking at tomorrow, the plays that we made today, and then the plays that we're looking at for the rest of the week. So let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes for open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/the-stock-market. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list come to life. And yes, if you understand how Roblox is the most universal game in the world and can be used for everything and is so great and amazing, then yeah, we're the place to be. And the most important thing you need to do, post your watch below. Let us know what you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything. Post them below and source that info. Chat at the chat, baby. So right off the bat, like I said, today was the global digestion. So we started the week off yesterday with the jobs report digestion. Remember, that was shocking on Friday. You had the whole weekend. The market reacted. You saw what happened yesterday. Very bad start to the week, and that's why we want to watch how it ends. But you got all of that digestion, the downgrades yesterday, and now this morning, you saw all of the global markets react. So it seemed a little bit weird today. A lot of people didn't know why we even opened how we did, but every stock market worldwide closed down over 2%, some even 3%. So you were getting a little bit more of those inflation fears, what's been going on with tech stocks and everything in general. It is starting to creep overseas. I don't know if it would be contagion. We'll talk about that, but all eyes are going to be on tomorrow, and that is what is going to be the most important. So tomorrow you are going to get the CPI report. It is happening before market, I believe 8:30 a.m. Eastern, so like an hour before market opens. So you will see a move pre-market, but then what I want to watch for is that first hour or two. Let's see how Europe and the rest of the countries take it. Asian markets will be closed. We will still have Europe, and then we will see how everything with the bond and dollar react. But this is going to be the most important thing. Now, what do you need to watch for if there is a big surprise? Like we said with the jobs report, it was very surprising, and you even see how people are reacting. It takes time to digest here, but if there is a big miss on any of these inflation numbers, that could get a little bit weird there, and that would probably cause some volatility, like I said. But if they end up in line, it may calm the market down, and that's where you want to watch to see what tech stocks do. But at the same time, that is going to be the real moment of truth, and it could still be volatile, because if it comes out and it's still a high number, we really want to see how the market takes it and then the rest of the world. But now looking to the market, the rest of the week and everything, I want to see where we end up by Friday. But now you saw something happen. We saw a mini effect of it yesterday. If you guys remember, we said watch the Dow. If the Dow starts to give up, that would be a big deal. Remember, that value rotation has been a real big bright spot. The Dow has been keeping a lot of things up, whether you realize it or not. Kind of reminiscent to 2018, 2019 repo crisis. But what we want to watch for is the trend and what is going to continue. Today was the largest down day for the Dow since early February. So that's the worst day in the last quarter when it has been the outperformer. So if you start seeing that come down now, especially if we don't get any support from the tech stocks, that is going to be the key. And then it is really going to become the true test of market broadening, because if the Dow drops, we want to see how much does it drop? Where does the slack get picked up? Now, even though the market's moving, the key is going to be the inflation report and then the digestion of it and how that could change future policy, potential policy, anything. But it's going to be exciting, so I hope you're ready. But that is pretty much it. So let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, I got 3 or 4 different plays, and I actually did make a couple of plays today. Mostly puts is what I was looking at, but I wanted to get some exposure here, and my approach to them is going to be a little bit different. I want them more for the shorter term, so I did end up grabbing SPY puts today. I'll go over that play with you guys, but I do want to play this one a little bit short term, use it as a more shorter term swing trade. If we do see volatility, you will be able to make a move, and with that, I want to go closer to the money. But now you're getting a third time at the piggy bank level, so a lot of stocks on the NASDAQ NASDAQ. We've been talking about it. Even you've been seeing it with the growth stocks. Some of them are hitting some of these levels. And now if the NASDAQ comes down again, even with what happens with the dollar, I want to see what happens and I want a little bit of exposure. And pretty much why I'm getting them is pretty much just in the event that you do get another statistical large miss out of the expectations. And like I said, if everybody is wrong on those estimates, that means we probably got a lot of other things wrong as well too. So as far as the play, I decided to grab 2 of the May 21st SPY 400 puts. So these are only like 2 weeks out and they're a little bit closer to the money. Like I'm saying, we're at 411. I want to play that range if we do, but my idea here would be volatility picks up. I could sell one, keep one for free, or if we do catch any of these gap downs or anything like that, we'll be able to profit off of it. But $400 trade, if I'm wrong on it, we're going to lose a little bit there. So it's a little bit expensive considering it's short term. So you'll watch how I go about swinging some of these throughout here, especially if we get more trading activity or more volatility. But that was the first play. The second play, you probably saw it there, but BABA, I'm grabbing puts for earnings as well as any China tensions heating up. Again, we heard a little bit of it last week. You've even been seeing how the China stocks have been performing, and even Elon announced slowing development plans there. I want to see how that plays, but now any overseas contagion with inflation. So if there is anything bad with the report tomorrow and it kind of gets people to worry, it could affect some of these foreign stocks, but it really wouldn't benefit some of these foreign stocks. Again, if our dollar breaks that level, gets really weak from here, and people start really freaking out about inflation, that is going to start affecting all the other countries. Then it might turn into a race to the bottom, but we will see what happens. And if it did happen, it would probably happen a lot slower with it. So I have been playing these BABA puts. I'm kind of using this as an average down. I even put that out on the stream alert when I got it. So for reference, I am down $5,000 on other puts that I got on BABA, but they never hit. They only have like a month or two of time left. So I decided to get some of the September puts. I bought 5 of the 155s for 208. That's about $1,000 for those, but I do feel like they could be a target. I could be wrong here. And the thing is, BABA has kind of been one of those underperformers for the year. So there is some risk with that. So we will see how that plays out. The next play, I did not get any on this one today, but I have an old one and I may look to get more, but the premium is a little bit tricky because the premium went up, and that's why I'm looking at it, because any of those other puts, even like that BABA, that Google, remember, I bought them around this time frame. They went up a little bit during that time. If you guys remember, they had a lot of time. I didn't take profits. You got that bounce there, but they held up pretty decently, and then they got clapped after earnings. But now with this recent move, the Facebook put premium has came up the most and faster than the rest of them. So the market may be getting a little bit worried. Again, we were showing the premiums today on stream. You got to watch how those played out. Premiums, bond, all of that. They all would kind of hold a level there. So when you were kind of seeing the premium increase, you could get an idea of what the market sentiment really is. So that is going to be the third play. And then as far as the fourth play, our cult favorite, baby, it has turned into a safe haven today somehow, but it had some really killer earnings like we talked about Roblox. So this was an awesome play. They closed up 21% today, which is pretty huge. And the fact that it did it in this marketplace is very great. And honestly, I just think the story is there was very low expectations for Roblox at the end of the day. Again, people said it was overvalued. It did get double its IPO, but it's not like people were pricing Roblox to the moon and had these super high expectations. So they did really, really good. And I think the market got to react because of that. So I want to watch them for a continuation above $80. Again, it isn't the biggest of floats, so it can move a lot. So I want to see some of those weekly options. Again, it could be a short-term flip. So I want to see really how it opens. If it does have a dip, if you're able to play that continuation like we've been talking about, you would have been able to hit it today. So if you got that, congrats. That was an awesome play. But if anything, I'm going to look to maybe possibly double dip on those. But I am also still holding the shares. Remember, we did the average down the other day, and that one came in clutch. We were showing this on stream. You know, of all the share purchases we've got, that one average down made us the most as our initial big purchase. That was like 3 times the size. So we're back up 13%. Got a nice profit on that. Again, we've been showing this portfolio, and you can see we've been taking a lot of different losses here, but this one came to surprise because we have a big concentration in it in some of these other companies with shares. So that was a nice little lifesaver. We'll see how that plays out, but overall, I do think it's still going to be in play tomorrow, so watch them. As far as everything else, I want to be watching Apple. I think they're at an interesting spot. Again, they were leading yesterday, and then they were lagging here today. You can see it's a pretty big move, but I'm going to be using them as a barometer. It kind of looks like BABA in a weird way, so watch them. Watch Fubo TV. They had earnings. This was a hype stock, but they killed it on earnings. So again, some of these stocks with good earnings that the expectations weren't too high, that could be very, very good. So I want to watch them for a continuation tomorrow. Watch Facebook, like we said. I really want to see how they hold up. Again, they've had a bigger drop, and their earnings was pretty decent. So if the momentum keeps slipping from here, I think that'll be very interesting. So watch them. Watch ANAT. This one was a buyout whether they're saying that they were exploring a sale. This was crazy on the debit spread. Shout out to Eagle Eye Baby and Mr. Hits. They called it out great. You were able to make moves on this, but I think this will be interesting, or even watch any of the other insurance plays, but be careful on this. The chain was wacky. It's already moved up a lot, but I'm more interested in any sympathy plays. And finally here, I'm going to watch OCGN. They came up. I thought I had a way bigger, but I'm pretty sure it was OCGN. They had some interesting activity, so I want to keep an eye on them. Watch Tesla. They announced that China news. I think that's pretty important. And again, they're at that piggy bank level, so this is going to get interesting, especially with all the other Cathie Wood stocks and how they've played out. STX, I forgot I actually made a play on this. Seagate Technology. They had a good earnings. They fell off. They've been doing pretty decent, but then today it was announced, we got the news very, very early, that they're getting investigated for doing a deal with Huawei when there was supposedly a ban. It's not loading, but I only grabbed one of the STX. It was moving really quick, and I tried to snake it. It was actually very interesting how it played out, but I got a June 18th 55 or 65 put for about 45 cents. I think this one could have a continuation. It reminds me a little bit of the Intel play, or I forgot which one it was this week, but watch them. Watch TXN and any of the other chip makers. I believe somebody else was involved, and then Arkite and UWMC. It's interesting to see UWMC today. Again, a lot of people like the conference call, the buyout stuff. I really like it. I may even look for them for more shares here. I want to see what's going to happen here because we have other stocks, Uber and all that I want to watch, but overall, I think they could be pretty good here, especially as they've been able to outperform relative to Arkite. And then finally, TLT did move a lot, but the main key is going to be $1. I'll come back here, but TLT did make quite the move here. We want to see what happens. This may be a leading indicator in the past, and that's really what we want to see now, because one of these is going to move, but the dollar is the one that's really at the level here. So if you really think about it now, it took all of this time for the bonds and the dollar to match up. Now that that's kind of getting embedded into the pricing, they're about to pick a direction and they may move here. So I hope you're ready and prepared, but that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to humble yourself and pray for yourself, baby. But the code loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.